I'm going to turn things over to Bill Hendricks.
Welcome to Cal Poly Virtual Preview Day. We're so glad to have you here with us today. A few housekeeping items before we get started. All attendees will be muted throughout the presentation. We're recording this session and we'll post it on our website for you to review later. We have time at the end to answer your questions, but feel free to submit questions throughout the program using the Q&A function. We have a number of people in the background who are happy to answer all of your questions. And now, let's get into our program. Thank you for joining us for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences Fall Preview event at Cal Poly. We're so happy to host you today and showcase the many opportunities students have within the college. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Bill Hendricks, Associate Dean. I've been in the college for 26 years, and prior to that, I worked as both a park ranger and in the ski industry. I continue to be excited about the breadth of the programs the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences has that enable you to find a career path that works for you. A fun fact about me is that in our garage, we have a canoe, 2 kayaks, 5 surfboards, and at least one of those toys in my mind is a requisite to enjoying the San Luis Obispo area that makes the Cal Poly experience and lifestyle so great. And now I'd like to introduce you to one of our student leaders, Beth Knoll.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beth Knoll, and I'm a 4th-year agricultural science major with a dairy industries minor, and I come from Hydesville, which is up in Humboldt County. I'm also our tours chair for the college ambassadors, and today we're here to help you learn about the college and make your college decisions. A fun fact about me is that I'm a part of 7 different student clubs on campus. I think it's a great way for me to interact with my fellow students and make lifelong connections that will also help me in my future career. Also joining us today are students from all of our majors. You'll hear from them in a bit, and we're so excited to share more about Cal Poly and our experiences with you. As Dr. Hendricks mentioned earlier, the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, or CAFES for short, is so broad and really has a major to match everyone's interests and career goals. One of the most unique aspects about our college is our many classrooms and labs that take place outside of the classrooms on more than 10,000 acres of land and on our production units. This means that as students, we truly get to experience learn by doing work.
As Beth mentioned, we do have more than 10,000 acres of land where students experience hands-on learning. 6,000 of those acres are right here adjacent to our campus. Students from all majors take classes and labs in these unique living classrooms where they learn in an environment similar to what they will be experiencing in the industry, making them ready for their careers on day one. We are the 5th largest College of Agriculture and Renewable Resources in the United States, and one of just 4 in the CSU system, along with Chico, Fresno, and Pomona. And our classes are small in size, so students and faculty work closely together in discovery. And last, one of the most unique aspects of the college are the vast number of student clubs that offer opportunities for students to meet friends and future contacts, get leadership experience, and learn outside the classroom.
We have 15 different majors in our college, and because we can't welcome you on campus in person this year, we wanted to hear more about each of these majors from our students by playing this video.
Which runs the Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Administration major and minor in Event Planning and Experience Management. Cal Poly's EIM department teaches students how to design, co-create, deliver, and manage.
Welcome to the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences. We are so happy to show you around our college. We are one of 6 colleges that Cal Poly has on campus and the 2nd largest in terms of student enrollment. We have over 4,100 students that stretch across 15 majors that get to practice learn by doing in our living classrooms and labs that fill over 10,000 plus acres of land. Students can apply to one of 15 majors within the breadth of agriculture, food, and environmental sciences spectrum.
Here we are in the hub of campus where many of our classes and labs are. This is the Agricultural Sciences Building, home to the Dean's Office, where students can ask questions, apply for research, and learn about upcoming events hosted by our 50 clubs and programs. This is also home to the Experienced Industry Management Department, which runs the Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Administration major and minor in Event Planning and Experience Management. Cal Poly's EIM department teaches students how to design, co-create, deliver, and manage experiences that impact quality of life and economic vitality. This knowledge equips graduates to facilitate experiences in all sectors of the industry related to event planning and experience management, tourism, hospitality, destination management, sports and outdoor recreation, and many more. Building 10 hosts many lecture-style classes, as well as department offices and study spaces, especially for those in the agricultural business, agricultural communications, and agricultural science programs. Cal Poly's agricultural business major is a leading, dynamic, and entrepreneurial program serving the global food industry. The program emphasizes career management preparation for agribusiness careers as part of the world's food system, with emphasis on marketing strategy, retail and supply chain management, and finance and operations. The Agricultural Education and Communications Department develops leaders, educators, and communicators to advance and advocate the agricultural industry in a global economy. Within the department are the Agricultural Communications major, Agricultural Science major, and Agricultural Education minor. This department teaches future agricultural educators and communicators by experiencing all aspects of the agricultural industry.
These unique state-of-the-art laboratories are home to the bioresource and agricultural engineering and agricultural systems management majors. These programs are dedicated to advancing the study, teaching, and practice of agricultural engineering and systems management support for agriculture. From day one, students are immersed in learn by doing, laboratory-intensive classes designed to hone their problem-solving skills, and providing them with the necessary tools and opportunities to build what they design.
Our food science major and nutrition major offer a comprehensive education in food science and nutrition, from the development of new food products to the study of how foods impact health, wellness, and disease prevention. The department's exceptional learn by doing methodology provides industry-ready graduates with the tools needed to nourish the world. Cal Poly grows and produces many products that are part of how students learn how food is truly processed from field to table.
Welcome to the Oppenheimer Family Equine Center, one of the many animal units on campus. The Animal Science Department is home to the Animal Science and Dairy Science majors. We are lucky to have so many facilities and state-of-the-art laboratories right here on campus where students can gain the tools to be successful in career fields such as veterinary medicine, animal biotechnology, food and animal production and processing, feed manufacturing, and animal nutrition. The dairy unit is the largest collegiate dairy in the United States and is entirely student-run. And our meat processing center is the only one that's USDA certified on a university campus and gives students amazing hands-on learning opportunities. Students can also participate in enterprises, giving them more hands-on experiences in leadership development. Some of these enterprises include foaling, bull test and sale, colt starting, broilers, and so many more.
Cal Poly's Wine and Viticulture department offers a one-of-a-kind interdisciplinary major with a 3-part curriculum that combines an understanding of viticulture, enology, and wine business. It is one of the largest and most respected bachelor's degree programs of its kind in the nation. Our new Justin and Jay Lohr Wine and Viticulture Center will be the perfect environment for the future winemakers and managers of the industry to come together to practice learn by doing. The center will be open this coming year.
Cal Poly's Horticulture and Crop Science Department offers the Agricultural Environmental Plant Sciences degree program, with concentrations in 3 specialized areas: environmental horticulture science, fruit and crop science, and plant protection science. Students gain unique hands-on experience in the department's fields, groves, vineyards, nurseries, orchards, an arboretum, gardens, and greenhouses. The 11-acre organic farm and this beautiful leaning pine arboretum both provide students with unique hands-on learning experiences. Internships and projects with industry partners provide yet another opportunity for experiential learning that sets students apart.
Cal Poly's Natural Resources Management and Environmental Sciences Department prepares passionate leaders who drive change in sustainability, environmental stewardship, and the restoration of land resources, including soil, water, forests, range, and wildlife. This department is comprised of 3 majors: environmental earth and soil sciences, environmental management and protection, and forestry and natural resources. The 3,200-acre Swanton Pacific Ranch is composed of majestic redwood and Douglas fir forests, lush ecosystems, and expansive coastal grassland overlooking Monterey Bay and the Pacific Ocean. Students within the Natural Resources Management and Environmental Sciences live and learn on this working range, developing career skills, learning current technologies, and conducting diverse research projects.
Thank you so much for joining us on our tour of Cal Poly's College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences. For more information, please visit cafes.calpoly.edu and follow us on social media. We hope you enjoyed learning about cafes and the facilities where students learn by doing.
I hope that video gave you an overview of all of our 15 majors, as well as a look at our campus if you haven't already been here. And now I'd like to have some of our fellow students share a bit about the experiences that has made their Cal Poly education unique.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Arroyo, a second-year agricultural business major from Santa Paula, California. After graduation, I hope to be a production manager or work in the sales sector. Some of the things I'm involved in are Cafes Ambassadors, the Agricultural Business Management / NAMA Club, and I'm also an RA on campus. One of the exciting things about the agricultural business major is that each year a team of students competes in the National Agri-Marketing Association, or NAMA, marketing competition. We compete against students from universities across the US by developing a marketing plan. We learn how to create ideas, develop presentations, speak publicly, and work together. This club has taken first place in the last 3 years. Students in this major also have summer internships with companies such as Dow, Farm Credit West, and Smuckers, like I did this summer, interning with the JM Smucker Company as their intern field operations and grower representative. As a field rep, I made phone calls to growers every morning, used Excel to document my estimates on how many pounds of berries were coming into the plant each day, and I got to drive around in the company truck visiting the ranches and conducting field audits on berry quality. I also got to learn how the company processes strawberries and puts it into the Smuckers products we all know and love.
Hi again, my name is Beth Knoll and I am an agricultural science major. And after graduating, I hope to be a high school agriculture teacher. Some of the things I'm involved here on campus is Cafes Ambassadors, Sigma Alpha, Cafe Student Council, Agricultural Leadership Society, Agribusiness Management Club, Agricultural Communicators of Tomorrow, and the Los Lecheros Dairy Club. My department is also home to the Agricultural Communications major. Student activities in our department, the Agricultural and Education and Communications department, include Agricultural Communicators of Tomorrow, Agricultural Leadership Society, and Latinos in Agriculture. This past summer, I had an internship with the Cal Poly Strawberry Center, while my peers had internships with Driscoll's, Taylor Farms, and the California Department of Food and Agriculture.
Hello, I'm Colton Naylor, a fourth-year animal science major on the pre-vet track from Gridley, California, which is Northern California. After graduation, I hope to go into veterinary school and eventually be a large animal veterinarian. Some of the things that I am involved in are Cafes Ambassadors, Cal Poly Young Cattlemen's Association, Bull Test Enterprise, the Cal Poly Meat Processing Center, Poultry Center, and I help with processed meat product research. The department sponsors student clubs and activities such as Veterinary Science Club, Los Lecheros Dairy Club, Polo Club, and supports teams in dressage, equestrian, and dairy cattle judging. Last summer, I interned in a large animal veterinary clinic in Oroville, California, where I had the opportunities to put into practice the skills of learn by doing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Armando Navarez, and I'm a fourth-year agricultural systems management major, one of the majors in the bioresource and agricultural engineering department. And my hometown is Hopeville, California. After graduation, I do hope to acquire a career in either sales representing for different agricultural careers or being a project systems engineer. Some of the things I'm involved in throughout the past has been student government, cafes ambassadors, and being a brother in the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity. In my department, many students participate in things such as the Tractor Pool Club, where they all coordinate in creating the annual Poly Royale Tractor Pool at Open House. They also compete in the National Agricultural Robotics Competition and participate in the Agriculture Engineering Society, where you get to learn and hang out and be friends with many people within your major and the department. We also actually hold our very own annual bioresource and agricultural engineering career fair. Here at this career fair, many students have the opportunity to gain a multitude of different internships. That's where I also gained my own internship, working with sentient dehydrated flavors as a field representative intern. At this internship, I got to travel over 20,000 miles throughout California, where I collected samples of garlic and onion to test, and also managing and supervising harvests throughout Central California.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicolette Collier, a third-year Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Administration major from Valencia, California. After graduation, I hope to be an experiential marketer and event planner. Some of the things I'm involved in are cafes ambassadors, where I hold an officer position as a publicity chair, a member of the EIM club, and a member of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority. In my major, students get experience working on large planning committees for events like the Super Bowl, Dreamforce, which is one of the largest tech company events in the world, local community organization events, and help plan the annual department fundraiser. Internships are required to graduate and range across positions in sports and recreation management, hospitality and tourism, and event design. Last year, I planned an event for the Boys and Girls Club of Oceano, where I fundraised over $800 that was used to enhance after-school programs and offer new opportunities for their children to learn and grow.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimiko Kasuga, a third-year food science major from Fremont, California. After graduation, I hope to be working in food safety as a research scientist. Some of the things that I'm involved in are cafes ambassadors, the Cal Poly food production teams, the Cal Poly Creamery, the Food Science Club, the Filipino Cultural Exchange Club, and this quarter I'm excited to start research with the California Citrus Board. My department is also home to the nutrition major, and students in our department participate in activities such as the Institute of Food Technologists Product Development Competition and developing recipes for making Cal Poly products like jam and chocolate. Students have internships with hospital and sports nutrition departments and food processing facilities like PepsiCo and Hershey.
Hello, my name is Lauren Talashe. I'm a fourth-year agricultural and environmental plant science major with a biology minor from Newport Beach, California. After graduation, I hope to be a plant biologist for microgravity environments for space travel. Some of the things I'm involved in are that I'm the president of Pi Alpha Xi, the National Honors Horticulture Society chapter on campus. I'm also part of the Horticulture Club and the Polyhem Club. And I've worked on the Organic Enterprise Project and competed in the National Collegiate Landscape Competition. I currently work at the Strawberry Center Plant Pathology Lab on campus, where I conduct research, diagnosis, and conduct research on soil-borne pathogens. For the past year, I've been conducting a resistance assay on Phytophthora cactorum, the causal agent of crown rot in strawberries. Sorry. Students in our program work on campus fields, orchards, and crops in the horticulture fields. We sell what we grow at local farmers markets and grocery stores. This department is also home to a nationally ranked floral design team and the Cal Poly Organic Farm. Last summer, I interned with Landcare, a commercial landscaping company, as a landscape management intern.
I'm Gisela Quiroga, a fourth-year double major in forestry and natural resources and environmental management, and I'm from the city of Orange. After graduation, I hope to be a forest technician, and some of the things I'm involved in are that I am the secretary of Society of American Foresters, I'm a peer advisor at Cafes Advising, and I'm also in the Agricultural Research Institute Fellowship Program. In our program, student activities include participation in Earth, Soil, and Water Conservation Club, Geology Club, Association for Fire Ecology, Society of American Foresters, and the Environmental Science Club. The student logging team wins competitions across the US, so that's a really popular club as well. This summer, I had a job with Dr. Cobb where I helped resurveying a plot network in 4 different national forests.
Hi again, I'm also representing the Wine and Viticulture program. The department sponsors the Vines to Wines Club, which promotes hands-on wine education and industry ties, where speakers from the wine community talk about relevant industry issues. They also organize and host an annual Vines to Wines winemakers dinner and auction. Students in this major participate in internships across the California wine industry and even work internationally, from helping harvest the wine grapes each fall, to blending and fermenting the wine, to helping with sales and marketing in the tasting rooms.
I have to tell you, after being here for over a quarter century, I'm still absolutely amazed by our students. Thank you, all of you. Just unbelievable. As you heard from our students, the Cal Poly education starts in the classroom and continues with so many opportunities to expand on that foundation with club involvement, enterprise courses, internships, and opportunities to work with faculty on research projects to solve real-world problems. We speak regularly with industry leaders, and they consistently tell us that what sets our graduates apart and makes them the ideal employees is their hands-on experience that makes them ready to hit the ground running and make a difference in their careers and in the world. Just like these graduates, these are just a few notable alumni who have gone on to have exciting jobs doing things that impact the world. We have graduates who are working for global food and beverage companies like G3, Gallo, Wines, and Chipotle, and global retailers like Amazon and Target. We also have numerous alumni who work in local, state, and federal government positions. The career opportunities for our graduates are numerous. Recent USDA forecasts show almost 60,000 new jobs each year in the food, agricultural, renewable natural resources, and environmental fields, and not enough graduates to fill them. Based on a survey of 2019 graduates, 89% of them are working in a field directly related to their major, or they've gone on to graduate school to pursue a master's degree, veterinary degree, law degree, or teaching certificate, among other degrees. Cal Poly has a ton of resources to help students find internships and jobs. We have a dedicated career services division that helps with resume building, interview preparation, and more. There are dozens of career fairs on campus throughout the year, and many students actually find opportunities directly through their professors. Our students are involved in clubs and other leadership positions, like the students you've heard from today. They have the opportunity to connect with industry leaders and to build relationships that will help them in the future. And with that, we want to provide you with some resources and next steps. This Friday, each of our departments is hosting a virtual department presentation that we invite you to attend. You can find the full schedule at the website address listed, and we'll also put it in the chat for your convenience. Our Cafes ambassadors host virtual tours and chats every Tuesday evening, which you can sign up for if you visit the Cal Poly admissions website. These are usually smaller sessions, so you get the opportunity to get your individual questions answered and learn more from current students. We also invite you to follow us on social media and to get to know the college and our students, faculty, and staff a little better. We'll also post the video you saw earlier and college information on our website cafes.calpoly.edu. We encourage you to reach out with questions and to learn more. Good luck. We're excited and we hope to welcome you more as future Mustangs. And with that, we'd like to take any questions that you have. Haley, have any questions come in that we can help answer?
Yes, we've had so many great questions come in throughout the session. One question I wanted to make sure was answered was a little bit more about the application process, and if there are any special courses that need to be taken to be admitted to this college. Could someone in admissions perhaps address that question?
Sure, Haley, this is Melissa over in admissions. And yes, we'd like for students to complete their A through G college prep coursework pattern. If you take a peek at the Cal Poly admissions website, you'll be able to see the exact coursework that you need to complete as a first-time freshman. And if you're thinking about transferring here from a community college or from another four-year college, we do have some specific coursework that you would need to complete. And so on our admissions website, we have all of our transfer selection criteria available.
Great. While we're waiting to have some more questions pop in, we did have a few questions during the session about the opportunities for students to work and or live in some of our production units. Colton, I know that you currently work in several of our units and live in the poultry unit. Could you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so it's a really great opportunity, I think. I work at the meat processing center along with the poultry center. And for the basis behind it is just kind of like job opportunities where students get to work and in return get their housing set at a lower rate than what normally happens in the San Luis Obispo area. So for me, I set aside a portion of my pay and a portion of my pay from both units, and I get a lowered housing fee.
Great. We have a question here about the opportunity to double major between colleges, and the specific example given was biology and nutrition or psychology and nutrition. Dr. Hendricks, could you address that?
Yes, there are opportunities to double major, but you need to make sure that you're going to graduate on time. It can be done both within a college and between colleges, but you really have to coordinate it and make sure that you're getting along that path as soon as you start at Cal Poly.
Great. We also have a question about if Cal Poly has an equine minor. And the answer to that is yes, we do. So the San Luis Obispo campus does have an equine minor that you can take. Another question that came in: will you be accepting deferral? I'm not sure what that word is. Students who are interested in taking a gap year or a deferral. I'm assuming they're asking. So Dr. Hendricks, could you address that?
Yes, and we might want to have the admissions office follow up with my response, but typically Cal Poly does not allow deferrals once you've been accepted for a gap year. Melissa, would you like to add further to that response?
Sure. So if students are interested in taking a gap year, we always recommend to apply for the term in which you plan on starting. So instead of applying this term, you would apply for that term that you want to come in.
Great. Another question came in. Do you typically take credits from Running Start students? I'm from Washington State specifically. Melissa, maybe you want to tackle that one as well?
Absolutely. So we do have a lot of students from the Washington area, and the Running Start program we're very familiar with. So it's not uncommon to have students coming in here at sophomore or junior standing because of all that Running Start credit. So absolutely, we've got some great relationships with the community colleges up in the Washington and Oregon area.
Great, and I have another one for you. So since Cal Poly is a declared major school, if you wanted to have two majors, would you declare into both of those programs, or do you just start with one?
So we typically have students apply into a single program, and then once they're here at Cal Poly, they can work with our Mustang Success Center on adding a second degree. So it would really be looked at on a case-by-case basis as far as adding that second major.
Great. Kamiko, maybe you could answer this question. What minors are common for food science majors?
Yes, definitely. So A really common minor is actually dairy industries. I think it only requires a couple of extra classes in order to get that minor in addition to your major. But I also know a lot of students have been interested in minoring in like packaging and statistics and microbiology. It really depends on what you're interested in within the field of food science. There's so many different opportunities. So it's definitely possible to get a variety of different minors.
Great. We had a question about study abroad. When do you apply to the study abroad program? Dr. Hendricks, could you address that?
Yeah, you would not apply to a study abroad program until actually you've already been accepted and started at Cal Poly. And there are several opportunities both within our International Center and within individual departments. The International Center is really the place to start. There's a couple different directions you can go with study abroad programs. One is to take general education courses while you're studying abroad. Some of them will transfer directly to Cal Poly. Another is to take courses that are related to your major based on approval from the academic advisors in that particular major.
Great. And we had a question about deferrals if you are an FFA state officer, and that is actually a different scenario. Armando, you served in that capacity. Do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, I definitely can. So when it comes down to taking a gap year, it is pretty much the same process of taking a deferral. My case was a little bit different. Since I was going through college for a year, I then ended up actually then becoming a state officer. So what I had to do is not so much a deferment, but so much more of a pause in my education. So that's a different form of paperwork. But I did help out my other teammate when it came to her coming to Cal Poly. Again, it's just talking with the college admissions and getting that proper paperwork filled out.
Melissa, anything to add to that?
I think he's got it covered. That was great.
Perfect. One question we had that what would make me stand out in the application process if I apply to the food science major? And I saw a question was asked and disappeared about written essays and if Cal Poly reviews those. So maybe you could bundle those together.
Yeah, so in the admissions process, Cal Poly uses primarily objective criteria. So there are no essays, interviews, personal statements, letters of recommendation being used. For first-time freshmen, again, we're primarily looking at your coursework in high school. We're looking at how well you're doing in that coursework. And then we're looking at some extracurricular activities and work experience. This year for fall 2021, we will not be utilizing any test scores in our selection process. So no SAT or ACT scores will be utilized. For transfer students, again, it's very important that you take a peek at our Cal Poly admissions site. We've got our transfer selection criteria laid out, depending on the particular major that you want to get into. And so again, we're looking at the coursework, we're looking at how well you're doing in that coursework, and once again, some extracurricular activities and work experience will be utilized. And then there was another portion of that question, Haley, could you let me know?
I think you covered it. This is maybe a follow-up question. Will Cal Poly require SATs for applications for the upcoming 2 classes?
So no determination has been made beyond the fall 2021 selection process. So at this point in time, all we know is that we're not going to be using test scores for fall 2021. Keep checking our website and we'll let you know for the terms beyond 2021.
Great. We had a question about minors. When can you change your minor? And probably a good question to answer as well is when can you declare your minor? Dr. Hendricks, could you answer that?
Typically, it's not until after the first quarter that you're going to make any changes, such as a major or minor. And changing minors, yes, is possible, but again, you want to make sure you're graduating in a timely manner. We do encourage students that are coming in as freshmen to graduate in 4 years, and those that are coming in as transfer students to graduate in 2 years, although we know that's not always possible. So yes, it is possible to change minors. It's also possible to change majors, but again, not till after you've been at Cal Poly for 1 quarter.
Great. We also had a question about vet school. Colton, can you answer that? I believe you're going to be applying to vet school, and when does that process begin?
Yeah, so normally vet school applications, they open it, I want to say around April-ish, and they close them usually around September, early October. It varies year to year, especially this year with all the circumstances. But the applications are very simple: letters of recommendation, work experience, veterinary hours, and a few essays depending on which schools you're applying to. One of the questions I think mentioned about UC Davis, and I think that one was answered, but normally around 9 or 10 students from Cal Poly end up going to UC Davis and are accepted there. But I don't know the exact number. I know that Cal Poly has a really good reputation.
Great, thanks, Colton. There's also a question about minors related to animal science. We've already discussed the equine science major. Dairy science is also a common minor. Colton, do you have suggestions as to other minors?
Yeah, so there's quite a few different career pathways that you can go through at Cal Poly. You have the pre-veterinary medicine, food production, comparative animal biology, equine science, poultry management, rangeland resource management, meat science, and dairy science. Those are all of the minors that you can obtain at Cal Poly.
Great. We had a question about average GPA and acceptance rate for students admitted to the college. Dr. Hendricks, are you able to address that?
I have the average GPA right here. The average GPA for fall 2019, which is the most recent information available at Cal Poly's fact sheet, which you can all access, was 3.9. And hang on, I'll keep asking another question. I'll keep looking for the actual acceptance rate.
Great. What are the opportunities to take a minor that isn't in your major program, such as a forestry major with a civil engineering or BRE minor? And that is not uncommon. Dr. Hendricks, could you address that at the same time? And maybe a student who's done something similar, can you raise your hand and I'll call on you next? Great.
Okay, actually, I didn't catch that entire question. Let me get to the percentages first, and then if you could repeat that question. So the selection rate for first-time freshmen for fall of 2019 was 48% for our college. For new transfer students, it was 29.7%.
Great. And so Beth, I saw that you raised your hand. So can you talk about how you have taken a minor that is not in your major program? It's in a different area.
Yeah, I have a minor in dairy industries, which is part of the animal science department, even though I'm in the ag ed and communications department. And I was just able to work with like the CAFE's academic advising center and the minor advisor to see what classes can count for both my major and minor, and then also plan those minors within my curriculum. But Armando actually has 3 minors if he wants to talk about that too.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, it's just, you can really take a minor in pretty much anything as long as Dr. Hendricks once said, you're able to graduate in a timely manner. I know there's many people that they, can squeeze out maybe an extra quarter, an extra year to finish out any additional studies that they would like to. But of course, many students want to keep within that 4-year range. For myself, I am planning on going to 5th year. So me having 4 different minors, 3 of which are actually all of them are in different departments. All my minors span different departments. And so the best thing is to know like how you can really do well. Many majors actually have pretty easy ins to multiple different minors. So for instance, many people within my major, agricultural systems management, actually take a ag business minor because it only requires 2 additional classes. And so the minors I currently have are ag leadership, ag education, ag business, and theater. And so the really only one that takes a larger amount of the time for me to complete that goes outside of my schedule is theater because of how different it is. I also highly recommend knowing what minors there are available. For instance, in the question, it mentioned a BRE minor. There is no minors for bioresource ag engineering. There is minors within the department, but relating to like water science and so on and so forth. So I highly recommend going to the Cal Poly catalog, looking up through the different programs that we have and looking through the minors and seeing which ones best fit you and what you can do to best personalize your education.
Hey, Haley, I'd like to add that I recently analyzed one of the majors in terms of minors, and there were minors in that major in our college from all 6 colleges at Cal Poly and from 19 different majors.
Great. We had a question about what is the best undergrad major for a future ag teacher, and I have a feeling Beth can answer that.
Yeah, so the best major for a future ag teacher would be agricultural science. And built into our curriculum are actually the prerequisites to enter the teaching credential program and master's program, which is 1 year at Cal Poly. So it literally prepares you right for it. And then you can also get the ag education minor as an ag science major. And then that also prepares you better to be a future high school agriculture teacher.
Great. We have a few pre-vet questions here. So Colton, is equine science a pre-vet program? And then what class would you recommend be taken before vet school to be prepared, as well as any clubs that are helpful to join?
Yeah, so equine science, it's very comparative to the pre-vet program because the veterinary applications require things like upper division nutrition, upper division reproduction, and those can directly correlate to specifically equine. So you can take upper division equine nutrition, upper division nutrition. So they directly correlate to those. And what was the second question?
Any clubs that are helpful to join for students to help them prep for vet school?
Yeah, so on campus, we have the Veterinary Science Club, and that one is extremely helpful as they will walk you through all the veterinary applications, all the requirements that you need. And they're always there for you in terms of getting help or questions answered, because many of the students are seniors like I am who have already applied to the programs. So they know what to expect in terms of what you need to get done and what classes you need to take.
Great. And we have a question about what percentage of students are from in-state, and currently about 92% of our students are from within the state of California, and the rest are from other states or countries. One question we have is, how diverse is the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences? Dr. Hendricks, would you like to address that?
Yes, if I can find that exact stat. Hold on just a second. Okay, this is actually, they're by numbers rather than percentages. So let me keep looking. Unless, Melissa, you have that off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'm looking at the ethnicity table right now, and it's showing that, and I can put this into the chat so people can look at it a little bit more detail, but about 20% are listed as Hispanic, Latino, and around 60% are listed as white. And then the numbers go from there. So I'm happy to put that into the chat so people can look at a little bit more detail.
Great, thanks, Haley.
We've had a question asked a few times, what is the acceptance rate for the environmental management and protection major? Dr. Hendricks, do you have that stat off the top of your head, or Dr. Cavaletto, perhaps you do?
I do not.
Okay, we'll keep looking, and perhaps Dr. Cavaletto, you could answer that in the chat.
Okay, it's about 1 in 4 students in the environmental sciences actually ends up coming to Cal Poly. We accept a higher number than that, approximately 35 to 40%, but there are a number of environmental science programs across California, so we're competing against a number of other programs.
Great. And so we have a question about going into a little bit more depth about the Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Administration major. Nicolette, how about you address that? And then Dr. Hendricks, you can backfill if needed.
Yeah, so the Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Administration major has a variety of concentrations, like event planning management is what I am doing. We also have hospitality and tourism. And yeah, if Hendricks wants to add any more information to that.
Yeah, there's also a third area in sport and recreation management. Just to add, the program for the second year in a row was rated as the #3 program in the entire country. And so we're very proud of that. We also have one of the highest demands in the country, particularly during current trends in admissions. We had nearly 350 applicants to that major for fall of 2020, which was a growth rate of over 18.5% from fall of 2019 for freshmen, and about 6.5% of transfer students. Very highly sought after major, very competitive. And of course, I was in that program for 26 years, so I could go on and about it. But yeah, if you have other specific questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Great, and we have a few more questions about specific degree programs. So I encourage you to register and attend the department-specific info sessions that we will be hosting this coming Friday. I'll put the website in the chat momentarily, but that way you can get a lot of these really specific questions answered and learn a little bit more about your programs of interest. But for now, we're short on time, so I'm going to turn it back over to Melissa for some closing words.
Great, thank you, Haley. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you to all of our panelists from the College of Agriculture, Food and Environmental Sciences. Thank you to the admissions team on the back end answering all of those questions. Just to close us out for today, we have a message from our Assistant Vice Provost of Admissions and Enrollment Development. We have a video to show. And so I wish everyone a wonderful weekend, and thank you again for joining us.
Hi, I'm Terrence Harris, and I'm our Assistant Vice Provost for Admissions and Enrollment Development. I want to thank you for taking time to get to know more about Cal Poly. This place has great significance to me. I received both my undergraduate and graduate degrees here. I met my wife here, and my parents are alumni. I am proud to be a part of the Mustang family, and I'm excited about the prospect of you joining us here. I want you to know that as a community, we are determined to cultivate an environment that is welcoming to everyone. Every individual brings with them their own unique qualities and values that add to the richness of our campus. Regardless of who you are, where you're from, or what your background is, we want you to know that you have a place here. So, what's next? Well, I'm standing here in front of the admissions office, where our team would typically be located, ready to help guide you through the application and admissions process. We're all working virtually right now, but our services remain available. Our team is eager to help you out, so we hope you apply. The application opened on October 1st, so visit Cal State Apply to start your application today. We want you to know that we are here to help you. Visit our admissions website to learn more information about the application process or to learn about our upcoming webinar series. And don't forget to check us out on social media. I know that the decision about your educational future is a huge decision, but I also want you to know that you've come to the right place. So, I wish you and your family the best of luck as you continue through the rest of this academic year. Go Mustangs!